So we recently hit 20,000 subscribers, and in doing so, a couple viewers asked me, what do you make when you do your YouTube videos? And while that's kind of sensitive information to some, I have a very transparent channel, and I'm going to tell you all about that and some other stuff on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Well, guys, 20,000 subscribers, and it's been a tough 3.5 years. And at first, the first year and a half felt like we would never get to this point. I think it was just about a little over a year ago, year and a half ago, a year and a few months ago, we hit 10,000 subs. And I never thought I'd hit that milestone, but here we are, over 20,000. And the question that many have asked me is, how much do you make when you hit 20,000 subscribers? So I'm going to talk to you about that right now, and then at the end I want to kind of give some tips for those of you who are considering doing YouTube and just kind of want to know how to get there, right? Because I think that's the biggest question a lot of people have when they're first starting on YouTube is, is it worth my time? Is it something that maybe I can replace my job with, and that type of thing. I think a lot of people think the same thing about the niche or the genre that I do my videos in, and that's reselling. And this is not going to be a reselling video, but it is going to touch on how I do as a YouTuber in this niche. And the caveat here is all niches on YouTube are different. And I can tell you, because I've done a lot of research on this topic, watched a couple other videos where YouTubers have hit the 20,000 milestone, and they have their experiences this year as well. So I'm going to share mine. I can't really cover what anyone else has done, and so what I'm dealing with may not be what you end up dealing with when you hit this milestone. And let's think of it as when you hit this milestone, because that's the positive outlook. Don't ever think you can't do it. There's times where you feel like you can't do it, but don't let that stop you, because the hardest thing that you can do in this YouTube game is to get started. So make that first video. And case in point, I'll make it real quick. A buddy of mine, Biscuit Butt, many of you have heard of him. He frequents a lot of other channels as a super fan, but he has recently started his channel. Actually started it last year, made one video, and then started it back up. And in doing so, you know what? He started to build some momentum, and he's actually starting to take off. I mean, faster than I've ever seen any smaller channel. So I think there's a lot of doubt that was in his mind, and you don't let doubt kind of creep in where you're at. And that's the hardest part, because when I first started this channel, my thought was, it's only family and friends that were interested in watching my content. And I just kept going. I allowed my love for helping other people, and that's why I made this channel. The need to help other people, because that was my last career. I was in the training side of things, and I really enjoyed doing that. And that's kind of what this channel is revolved around. I started back in January 5th of 2020. And throughout that time, it was, I'd say, for the first 5 or 6 months, it was just, you could see it's like a flat line. And then I gained traction. I had some shout outs from another channel, Jonah Marco from the Crazy New York Driver channel. He's also a eBay YouTuber. After that, we gained some following, and it was kind of stagnant for a while, around the same trends. And it was getting very discouraging, because I was continuing to make 2 to 3 videos a week. And then I incorporated live streams about, I'd say, a year and a half ago. And I think it was because of really the live streams, we started really building a community. And that's what really started to help my channel. And got some shout outs recently from some big channels. And that does help, because it's all about finding new audiences, finding new people to watch your stuff. That's why a lot of people tout subscribers, But I've got news for you guys. It's not subscribers that help you get paid in this business. Yeah, they help you build a community. It's not what drives the revenue. So I've seen many channels that have less subscribers than I do in the same niche, and just from their being open about what they make more than me per month. And it's a lot of it is because they're getting more views within a 30-day period than I do. They put out more content, maybe they get more views per video. I tend to put out a different type of video. My videos are more instructive. My videos are more designed to kind of go through the eBay policies and the things that maybe trip up sellers. Now, I can tell you there's a metric that you want to focus on, and it's called CPM. And it's the metric that really tells you how much you're making per 1,000 views. Okay, so it's really the cost per mille is what it's called, but mille is Latin for 1,000, so cost per 1,000 views. And there's channels that make anywhere from maybe a few bucks per 1,000 views to well over $20 per that same 1,000 views. And it all boils down to the quality of advertiser that you end up with for your particular channel. I could tell you by doing the math over the 3.5 years that I've been doing this, that my cost per mille or CPM is $11.92 for my calculation. So I'm just right around 2 million views over this 3.5 years, and I've made $23,850.59 in the last 3.5 years, because since January of 2020. $23,850. Now I can tell you, this is a graph. You can see this particular graph. I didn't get monetized until just before August of 2020, and then things kind of was a bumpy ride for a good, I'd say, solid 2.5 years, and before things started really taking off. So I was making maybe a couple $100 a month for the first 2.5 years, $100 here, $200 to $300 there. And yeah, it was nice to have my electric bill paid because I was doing YouTube videos, but I wasn't really driven by the revenue anyway. I was driven by just the fun, because once you get started, once you get fans that actually appreciate the content that you put together, it drives you to make the next video, right? Much more so than the money does. The money's nice, and as it grows, you kind of get psyched up that, hey, I'm actually doing something here with this channel. But so do the messages that you guys, or many of the viewers that watch this channel, put in the comments, and it really fires me up. It really makes me proud, really, of the time and effort that we've put into not only making these videos, but doing the lives and building a community and helping others. And that means more to me than anything else. So here we are. Here's another chart. It shows you kind of what I've made over the last year. So in August of last year, we're kind of reading down to top, made 842. Then we made in September, we fell off a little bit, 687. Then October, 718. Then November, 866. December, 993. And then January, 1337.97. I think I had a pretty decent video put out at that time. 926.47 in February of this year. Then fell off a little bit to 858. And then back up in April to 958. And then May, 1263. June, $1,154.54, and currently we're at $820 in June, with about a 10-day period to go. I think I'm projected to make about $1,100 this month. Now, this is pre-tax. You got to pay taxes on this, right? And it kind of coincides with the size of your channel, but it's based on the number of views, guys. Just don't ever forget that. You want to build a following, of course. That these milestones are nice. The number of subscribers are nice, but you want to find ways to get your views up if you're trying to make this work as a little side hustle. And $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. Haven't hit that mark yet, $1,500, but it's a goal, and it's nice. Okay, it takes some pressure off because my main business is eBay. But eBay is what makes most of my money. And I can tell you I make, I would say, anywhere between $4,000 on a bad month to $7,000 to $8,000 on a good month in eBay sales, okay, or reselling. Add a side hustle. I think I have a couple side gigs that yield me around $1,000, $1,300 a month, and it's okay. It works. It pays the bills. It allows us to do things we want to do. We're out here in the very hot Vegas, but there's lots of things to do in Vegas, and it's nice to have money when you're out in Vegas, right? I think when you're in Vegas, if you don't have money, it's a sad place to be. I could tell you that. But I digress. So I made $23,850.59 with this channel, guys. You know, I put a lot of hard work into this, and if you look at the graphs, if you remember the graphs, I'm not going to show it to you again, but the graphs that you saw, the good 2.5 years, we just didn't really make a whole lot, and the effort was there. We really put a lot of the money the little bit of the money we were making back into the channel for different things like GoPros and different type of microphones and gimbals. The gimbal that allows me to kind of do this and that and follows me around. That stuff ain't free, and we reinvest the money into that. And so, you know, this is not one of those things where some people, I guess, they're driven by profit. I think the profit's nice, but the sole purpose of this channel is to help others. Now, I wanted to share with you just along the ride, along the way, and we're going to go over some tips here for you here after we're done. My worst video was a video I put out in 2021. Now, I'm not going to cover the videos I put out in 2020 because when you're first doing YouTube, the first 6 months to a year, your videos are going to suck, okay? And I have some videos that are currently in my library that haven't even hit 100 views. They're that bad. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to kick myself over that. But the video in 2021, when 2021 first kind of hit, and I was deciding, let's talk about goals for 2021. Well, this particular video sucked. And I don't think it was bad content, but it just didn't get a lot of people interested. I have, to date, 371 views, and I've made a whopping $2.46 on that particular video since, we're talking, what, 2.5 years since I launched that video. Now, my best video was also, I believe that was in 2021, and that was making the change to eBay's managed payments. You know, I think that might have been a 2020 video, to be honest with you. But if you could see, to date, that video has 102,000 views, and I've made almost $1,900, $1,895 on that video, and it's gradually going up and up and up. If you enjoyed the time I've taken to make this video, if you appreciate the fact that I've been very transparent with you guys, hit the like button, guys. I'd appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of this community. And of course, that notification bell is there for you if you want to be notified. We go live on this channel every Monday and Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we talk. We have a good time talking about reselling and you know, answering your questions and hot topics that really impact most people in this particular niche, which is reselling. Now, the tips I want to talk to you about. First of all, as a YouTuber, at some point you're going to be hit up for sponsorships, and the advice that I have for each and every one of you is don't take every sponsorship that comes your way. Okay, be very careful. A lot of times they will have you do like a commercial in the front part of your videos. I never do that. I offer to do a dedicated video, and they have to pay an upfront amount for that. And then any affiliate links for that product I'll put into the video. As you see down below, there's some affiliate links for some of our sponsors. We're currently sponsored by 3 sponsors, and I think that's a sweet spot. I really don't think it's wise to take on much more than that unless you're a really, really big channel. And you know, I think these sponsorships, you renew the agreements every year, so you're not stuck with them. You know, if you don't like the deal after the year's up, you just find another sponsor to take their place. And it's a very good idea to vet the sponsors as well. You know, do a little business with them before you put your name to doing business with them, because if they don't deliver a good product to your viewers, they're going to think a little not very highly of you as a as a YouTuber. So that's something to consider. Also, be consistent, guys. It's almost like this. If you resell on eBay, I've preached to many since the beginning of this channel, you have to be consistent to get consistent results. And the same thing holds true with YouTube. YouTube is a social media app. It wants you to provide content on a consistent, constant basis. Some YouTubers put out multiple videos a day. Some people do it maybe once a week. It's up to you, but you just need to be consistent, and just know the more you give it, the more money you're going to make, because you're going to get more views, bottom line. So if I would have done this all over again, I would have done what Archie has done, and that is really become a good fan of the type of content you want to put out. So what do I mean by that? Whatever content you want to talk about in your channels, well, start going to those channels, supporting those channels, interacting with those channels through chats and live streams and things like that. Get your name out there. Become friends with a lot of the YouTubers through your support of the channel. And once you launch your channel, then those YouTubers will be more willing to give you a shout out. And if those channels have large audiences, and if they've seen you in chat and they kind of know who you are, then they're going to gravitate over to you, and it's going to be a lot easier to get started. So that's my big tip, and that's a tip I've seen personally firsthand just this last couple weeks. So guys, I want you to get out there, make your video. Don't try to be like me. I'm my own person. You are your own person. What you do at 20,000 subscribers is probably going to be a lot different than what I've reported here. But you know what? Just like my channel flipping ain't easy, YouTube ain't easy. Hey, wait, before you go, click on one of these videos and it'll give you a little bit more information on what I talk about. And if you're interested in the reselling game, it'll give you some current hot topics that I'm currently discussing on this channel.